and welcome back to the Halo World Championship Tour London. I'm Brycey, and joining me on the desk to bring you this next game and all its thrills and spills, I've got Strongside and Onset. Guys, how are you?
I'm as good as ever. Thank you very much, my man.
Doing good. We've had a lot of incredible matches today.
Yeah.
And, so we have 2 matches left.
We do.
To the night, so let's end these strong.
Yeah, I'm hoping these are going to be good games. I mean, we've talked up some of them, talked up and down some of these teams, and now we've seen them, and they've kind of got a little bit of a storyline behind them as well. So let's get the very first impressions of this upcoming match. And Onset, trying to, just calm yourself with Viperio.
All right, they've disappointed me today. They let me down a little bit today, so this is a chance for my boys to regain my trust a little bit. The Bard, Warlord, I want to see some stuff coming out of you boys. Don't make me look stupid again, please, because at the moment you're in my bad books, if I'm honest. So they've got to show up.
All right, well, as you can see, this is how it's all come to this. Infuse took down HYP Gaming, Viperio took down Garda. And you can see Infuse ended up beating Viperio Esports in what was a very one-sided affair, so they are the group winner and through till tomorrow. HYP Gaming took down Garda in the losers match, and this is the side of Viperio versus HYP. One goes home, one will go into the bracket in runner-up place to play on Championship Sunday. Okay, so guys, now I'm going to start with you, Strongside, because he's going to go on about Viperio for 20 minutes. Let's kind of get your first impressions. Who do you think is going to do this and why?
Viperio, yes, they did kind of get crushed by Infused, I mean, to say the least. But I think they can still turn it around. They got those games out of the way, and now they're playing another team, HYPed. That's I'd say they're fairly equal matched, but Viperio, definitely Onset's rooting for him. Said nothing but good things. So, I think Viperio, if they can stay focused and really stick to their game plan, they're going to be able to win this in a 2-0.
Do you think that game earlier with Viperio versus Infused, was that Viperio not being great, or was it an on-fire Infused that took them to town? Because we've got to kind of benchmark this Viperio team and kind of figure out just how good they actually are. So, what do you think?
I think it was Infused playing very well, but I was really disappointed with Viper. I think it's more Viperio playing bad. I don't know if the occasion got to them. They knew that, as you say, it's the yardstick for them. How close are we to these top 3 teams? And when you get crushed in a series like that, it's a very difficult thing to come back from. So, yeah, I think they didn't play particularly well, but Infused played very well, but Viperio were more disappointing for me than Infused were impressive.
All right, well, let's actually take a look at these players here and kind of see which names stick out to us. HYP Gaming have got Human, Squashy, Goose Time, and Tails. Viperio have got Vard, Outcast, Warlord, and Looney. A few names actually kind of sticking out there. Warlord and Goose Time for me, the games I've actually seen them in. They've kind of been fantastic. Warlord was described as a gem, if I remember correctly. So, guys, kind of give me your opinions on it. Who sticks out?
Goose Time OP.
It's Goose Time and Squashy. Squashy was doing some dirty things earlier as well. I'd say those are the 2 players to watch out for in this match.
Yeah, we'll see if Goose Time manages to spawn with a sniper pretty much like he has in every single game we've watched him today. But yeah, I'd like to see some more power weapons in his hands because he's been entertaining us all day.
And it's getting late in the night, too. These players are probably getting tired. They have a warm-up station where they've been warming up.
Well, these are already played once a day, haven't they? This is coming into the Group C, which means they would have played this morning. So it's a little bit of a break between them, and they've got to kind of make sure their energy levels are peaked, and they've got to make sure they're in the right mind frame to kind of get this game on.
Exactly. So they've been warming up. Let's hope that they're coming into this warmed up and ready to go. They've talked their strategies. What's their game plan on this first map? And going into the second map, even on top of that, and possibly the third, which we haven't really seen too much of that third game type yet.
We can't call it 2-0 Saturday, but we've been pretty close, to be totally honest with you. But I'd like to see a game 3, at least just for the sake of another game 3, it'd be nice.
I'd like to quickly go back and touch on something, actually. Now, I've talked about the kind of the energy levels and balancing here in big tournaments. Now, obviously, you've competed in more than one. How did you deal with this back in the day? Like, you probably play in the morning, then you've got to kind of find those energy levels later in the day. What was your way of going about it?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta just stay focused. You gotta make sure you're eating meals throughout the day, and you gotta keep on warming up. Obviously, when you have these longer breaks, I guess, from the morning to the night, you don't want to just stay playing the entire time. But you want to take a little bit of a break and rest your mind, watch the tournament. But before the match, I was a big guy that loved to just play for like an hour or 2 hours before the match.
A really big warm-up then.
I love to just keep the warm-up going. The Ogres and Walshy would be like, dude, we just need to take a break. And then I'm like, no, let's play more. Let's play some warm-up free-for-alls, mid-ship. Let's play some warm-up on Warlock 1v1. And yeah, I would just be trying to game. And I think you were saying the Viperio guys, these are gamers. They just want to play, and they want
love
to game.
playing, especially Halo 5. These guys are online all the time. So if they had the choice, they probably wouldn't have left that booth today, to be totally honest with you. They would have been grinding arena all day, playing anyone who wanted to come and challenge them. And yeah, I think that you and the Viperio seem like alike personalities as far as gaming's concerned.
All right, fantastic. So let's come down to the nitty-gritty. Give me a scoreline, boys. Onset, let's start with you.
Well, obviously, Brycey, I'm going to go 2-0 Viperio. I mean, they're my boys.
I'm going to have to go 2-0. Viperio as well.
With me again, Michael.
A lot of agreement there. All right. So, agreement again on the analyst desk. Let's hand over to our casters, the ever-beautiful Talon Walshy.
Wow, man. What's all these compliments today? What's going on? I think I'm not sure. There's something wrong with Brycey, that has to be, because usually there would be an unlimited amount of hatred. But
That's
currently, he's been quite nice. I don't really know what's going on. But anyway.
I don't know, but I like it.
I quite like it. I find it weird, but I like it. Anyway, we got some Halo to play. We actually have a pretty good game coming up. Hyped gaming going up against Viperio. I think it'll be a good one. Actually.
Yeah, Viperio who recently lost today. We're also going to see that come into effect possibly if they can bounce back from their loss. But in the end, didn't Viperio's already beaten Hyped, right? Or were they on opposite sides of the bracket?
They were in the same group. I'm not 100% sure how it went down.
Okay.
We'll find that out.
I guess we're going to find out then.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, but realistically, if you look at the
Viperio
Viperio
because we even said before, like, Viperio has a chance, to take a game off of Infusion, or, and it just...
With Breakout, though, I think it could probably chuck something in there that may bring something different from
Breakout does change everything, absolutely. We've seen teams that seem untouchable, something like Epsilon, go to round 10 even on Breakout. So you can't get much closer than that, like a 4-4 and then tie in round 9. But yeah, our series, this best of 3, will start off with Breakout Gamble, followed by Empire Team Slayer, and if necessary, a Fathom CTF, which we haven't seen yet.
I want to see it. I want to see it because I really like the map. I love how it's set up. I mean, one power weapon in the middle of the map and then 3 different lanes. It's great.
And it's a very good game type for like having different like flag stalemates, and you can also see how teams set up and actually run the flag. It's a very, very good game type to assess a team's objective play on.
Well, we might see it. I'm not too sure if we
I
will.
want to. I don't think we will, but I want to.
Yeah, man. Come on, like, draw it up. We'll want to see the tail map. Anyway, we're going to go on board with Goose Time from Hyped Gaming, who has really impressed me whenever I've seen him this weekend. Let's see if he can continue to impress in this game.
It's interesting. I've now seen players, like, at the beginning of Halo 5, a lot of them sat straight in the DMR tower, but now it seems like players opt to go to the side and just chuck grenades, and this is an incredible angle. Before, I was praising how hard it was to actually get an angle over on Camo's side, but two of Goose Time's teammates were taken out. He's got to pull off something here. He's got to be really aggressive, and at least he took out a single kill, but Squashy, last one alive, going to be a 1-on-3.
Rally happened from there. He did manage to get a couple of kills, but not quite happening at the end. But it was good work going around getting that angle.
I like the angle, but it also felt like he was too vulnerable. He didn't even check all the way across opposite shotgun side. I mean, how can you not expect one player to possibly be over there?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be something there to try and answer back to yourself. Obviously, picking up that DMR and going
Let's see the difference in strategy here, because Vard's sitting at his DMR tower and chucking grenades. And this is what I've seen more players do now, is at least throw that first grenade, and he got the hit marker. So that's going to tell his teammates go, and that's exactly what Warlord did. Warlord tried to push up and finish that kill that Vard got the damage on, but was unsuccessful. Now a 2-on-4.
Oh, Vard's not in a great position. He is going to help out with the kill there. Looney did get the kill on the tails before he went down. So now Vard is in a 1 versus 2 situation. What can he do from here? He does have the DMR. Oh, he should have been a little bit more disciplined with those shots there. Tried to pick it off, and it's just not going to work out for him this time. He's going to be in a spot of bother. He is at the back of the map, but if they do decide to pull the flag, he could defend.
Problem is Goose Time and Human aren't really together yet. Now, I disagree almost 100% of the time of pulling the flag in this situation. Especially when you have an idea of where the opponent's at, you aren't going to cap the flag without getting the kill first anyways. So just go straight for that kill, and that is huge by Vard. And here's the situation I was talking about before. Look at Human was nowhere near his teammate. So right now, a 1-on-1, we're going to see if we can creep around and get this kill on Vard.
Typically in that sort of situation, you want to be there, you want to be together.
You have to be together.
You can just go 2 versus 1, and it's very easy to pull off. But Vard now in a position to clutch this one up. 1 versus 1 against Human. Human trying to play the patient game. Vard quite happy to hit this one out as well. Are they
You
gonna
walk around with your teammate, you've just been
Oh,
so
he's
safe. And
not going to turn around on him there. VOD does go down. Unfortunate for him. But, you know, if you're on the other hyped game inside, you've got to say to yourself, that should have been a lot easier than we made it look.
Yes, and that was great play by Human. But as you said right there, it should have been a lot easier. It shouldn't have gotten down to that point. Human should have been able to take advantage of the original damage that Goose Time did to Vard. And here's that same name.
Yep.
Looks like Vard is sticking with that strat, because guess what? Last round he got some damage instantly, and you know,
They got camo as well.
yeah,
there.
why change it if it worked last round?
Yeah, well, there you go. They have managed to come away with a bit of an advantage from that position that VOD is now in. Just having a scout around, spots one guy at the back. That will be called out. One shot does go in. I don't think they're close enough to do anything with it, but that guy at the back is the last guy, as Looney did get a kill on the Human, who goes down to Goose Time's grenade there, but the kill is going to come in, and that is now going to be 2-1 now to Viperio.
Yeah, I tried to switch over to Outcast at the very end there, trying to see who was alive, and I wanted to see the difference and see if Viperio played that better in a 2-on-1 situation. It seemed like the kill happened a little too fast for me to know, but like I said, in a 2-on-1 situation, almost every single time without fail, there's no reason why you two shouldn't be together in a good position.
It's
Be up
common
high.
sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it seems as if Viperio are always getting control of camo here. Every single time they push forward, they're getting the advantage. They're getting there first. The grenades over there being good. Bard providing the support grenades from the side. SMG is out though from Outcast. Needs to be careful and not get caught out. Looney does come in there with the pickup kill onto Tails. One guy left alive. He's going to go down, and that's a very quick round for Viperio. Looking pretty good there.
Yes, 3-1 lead right now for Viperio against HYP. I want to see what Squashy is going to do here and see what he's going to do different, because what they're doing currently is not working. It seems like every single time they're taking damage from either some cross-map nade or losing this game engagement on Camo side. So I want to see if maybe they're throwing the grenades prematurely, or maybe they don't have enough help Camo side. It just seems like they're doing something wrong, and double kill by Human's grenade. That's going to leave it as a 2-on-1 against Bard. Let's see if they can learn from mistakes.
Wow, man.
And Goose Time with an instant flank.
That was a huge, huge grenade to just really open things up there. The kills sort of traded backwards and forwards, but then they were in a great position to come in there, as said, with the flank. Let's see if they can get back into this game.
The scary part, though, about that was they got a double kill with a grenade, and it still came down to a 2-on-1 against Bard. So how did they get up 2 deaths? They had a 4-on-2 for a split second.
Well, can he do? I think he meant to drop off there. Goose Time, he does jump back up. And it just seems to be a really big problem that they can't get control of this camo area. It worked out last time with a big grenade, but at this moment in time, they're getting pushed out too easily.
Yeah, I think they are giving up too much ground too easily. What happens is they push up on the bottom side of their own camo ramp. They're not even pushing up, they just concede it instantly. And that's giving the members of Viperio Gaming easy grenade access. And you see right there, Outcast and Bard taking down that last kill.
Well, there we go. There's another round over to Viperio. It's looking pretty good for them as we advance on through this breakout.
So watch the difference in the strategy.
Yeah.
When we saw it from HYP side, they sat on the bottom of the ramp. And
So
look
aggressive.
at Outcast is going to be moving up all the way to the top here. Very almost uncontested. He actually has an opportunity to look at those grenades and dodge them completely. And just using his spidey sense or using the great sound out of his headset and realizing, hey, either someone's flanking around us right now. Let's take care of this, and that's going to help them get their 4-on-2 advantage. 3-on-2 now, and see if they can close out this round.
Well, it's looking pretty good for Viperio here. Puban goes down, some great shots from Outcast there. Are they going to be able to clean this one up? It's now 2 versus 1. Tails did get the kill on Looney. He has that SMG. You have to be so careful up close range against them. And Tails is getting the kill on Navarre as well. This is when they should have grouped together. Tails is camo.
Yeah, especially with the camo situation. There's really no way if you group together that you're going to die instantly. The only way is a grenade.
It's a very, very good play.
If you're both in a good position and the person starts shooting at you, you're going to be able to at least do some turnaround damage, or even if the person who got killed did not do any damage, you should be able to at least get the first shot on the opponent.
Oh, and there it goes. The camo is really going to pay dividends there. 4-3 now.
Trifecta for Tails there at the end, keeping his team alive. It is now 3-4. Getting 3 kills that round, that is so huge, and that's going to keep him pumped. I want to see what Tails can do here on this Camel side, because I don't know how he acquired it last time.
Let's see if they can get more aggressive, because it seems to work if they can do that. Yes, they're winning
Yeah,
that
even though
sort
Goose
of
Time
round.
got killed last time,
Yeah.
it still worked out well. Look at this, a
Yeah,
bit
that's
more
much
aggressive
better,
that we
much
talked
better.
about before there, bomb the ramp, and look at that, 2 shots in from Tails.
Oh, and he managed to get the beat down there. Warlord is going to come in then kill against Tails, and he's going to get the second as well. That's huge by Warlord. Are they going to be able to close this one out? It's a 2 versus 3 in favor of Viperio. They're looking pretty good for the win here, Walsh.
Yes, and we got to see what HYP can do. Unfortunately, they are back down the situation. I feel like they had to make a move instantly, because right now, Viperio is just going to be able to organize a push. And look at this. We have Outcast with Camo. We're going to lead this push and find out where these last 2 members of HYP are.
HYP are not in a great position here at all. The Camo is available. Vard gets the kill onto Human. It's now a 3 versus 1 against Goose Time. Is he going to be able to get away? Is he going to be able to pull this one off like his teammate did in the previous round?
And I like this play by Goose Time, realizing, hey, I can't sit back here. I need to make out and do something. And at least in that situation, he had near 1v1 with the flag carrier. So at least he took a high percentage fight rather than letting the action come to him. But at the same time, it was just too little too late once he committed to backing down. Because I feel like he could have just instantly committed earlier, like 30 or 40 seconds earlier, and tried to fight for that camo.
Yeah, well, there you go. And here is the ending scoreboard. Vard at the top for Viperio. 8-4 from him, doing really good work with that DMR. But all across the board are really even for Viperio. They're looking pretty good. Good work between everyone there. Sharing the kills pretty well. So a good map from them.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were more organized and winning those kind of team fight engagements. Camo side specifically.
Yeah.
I can only count maybe 1 or 2 times where HYP actually won the camo side fight. And if you think about, one of those times was a double kill grenade by Human.
Yeah.
And another time was Goose Time. He did a really good job of flanking over, doing like an instant flank and drawing attention back towards their bomb side of the camo ramp, letting his teammates get in better position. But overall, it just seemed like they conceded camo side. They got too scared and they just got hit by grenades and just backed down a little too much.
Yeah, I feel like as if you move further up the ramp, you can see the grenades a lot better when they come flying over, obviously, because you can see the very top.
There's that
if you're further
threat,
down, then you can't really see them coming in. They're a little bit harder to dodge. So it really does make sense to try and get aggressive on that ramp.
Yeah, where those plateaus are, one of the worst spots you can be is a spot down on the ramp where you can't see the grenade coming beforehand, because that's where we saw a lot of HYP's deaths come from, is just they'd either get instantly killed by a grenade or at least take so much damage that a member of Viperio would just jump right out after they saw a hit marker, finishing off with 1 shot.
Yeah, easy kill. But there you go. I mean, at the same time, you've got to say Viperio played it very well. They did all the right things they needed to. They grouped up when they were in a number advantage position, and it just worked out for them in the end. It's typically in all games, like when it's elimination, you have the advantage, them to stick together. It's such a big thing. I mean, it works in every other game. Guys need to adopt it.
Absolutely.
In this game as well. And when they do, we can see that it works very, very well.
Yeah, and it's different based on different situations. So if you are new to Breakout and let's say you're just searching random team arena with random players, in a situation where it's like you have a 2-on-1 advantage, you gotta stay as close as possible with one of your teammates. If it's like a 3-on-2 in that case, you still stay close, but it's not like the 2-on-1 situation where you literally should be holding hands. Like you can stay nearby and in some cases maybe a crossfire, but you still almost in every single situation when you have a number advantage, at least 2 people should be together. Yeah. It's kind of like the basic foundation. It's like, all right, these people can go explore the spot. They can both go top camo and realize that if one of them starts to take damage, they have a teammate right there to back them up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it just makes just watching each other's back. It's a really simple concept that always tends to work well. But I mean, that's not necessarily going to be the same in Team Slayer, which is coming up next.
Yeah, Team Slayer on Empire. Correct?
Yeah. So we've seen it before. There's not a great deal of power weapons, but it seems that the rifle that guys are running around and picking up, it really is doing a lot of damage.
That caster and the plasma caster, people getting outside, we've seen some success with it, but for the most part, like you said, that shotgun on the inside tower that's a devastating weapon. If I have a choice of which weapon I could choose, even though the shotgun only has 5 or 6 rounds in it, I'll take shotgun over plasma caster.
Yeah, and we were discussing with I think it was 2 FC before that realistically get a hold of that shotgun. If they have the shotgun, don't go in there. Do not go in the tower.
No. you have to try and make that shotgun player come out of their comfort zone and try to force a kill, because it's so difficult to be aggressive with shotgun compared to being defensive with shotgun. When they come over to you, it's so much easier. We're gonna see what Goose Time can do. This instant strat comes in from the outside and at least gets the trade. I really like that starting strategy. This is the first time I've never seen that going on in the North American scene. Not that I'm saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying I have never seen that start yet myself. And these top European teams are doing a really good job of at least getting that first overshield or burning it.
Well, Vard has picked up every single kill so far for Viperio. He's got 5 off the bounce there. He's already on a kill streak. Fantastic work by Vard. Is he going to be able to keep alive? Yes, he has so far. And it's going off Storm Rifle in hand as well, doing fantastic work for his team.
And he's, right before this match, you and I were just like, all right, who are the couple players that we think we should be watching? When you and I both said Vard and Goose Time. They were the ones that were doing so much work yesterday, and you called it right away again. Vard has, what, 5 or 6 kills right now? he is just destroying with his battle rifle, storm rifle combo.
A very, very good start for Viperio. If you're hyped gaming, this is not the sort of start you want at all. Vard really causing a lot of problems, and this is, you know, he's been in the scene for a long time. He's always been a top player, and he's playing very, very well here.
That was such a great play, too. Even though he was uncertain about blue base for a second, he just threw a splitter grenade up by the battle rifle nest and said, guess what, if you come up here, this area's denied, you're going to have to use a pistol.
Well, there you go. He does eventually go down there. I couldn't quite spot how many kills he did actually have, but Squashy is going to be a guy who just picked up a kill, and, you know, Hype really need to start getting some control of the different areas on the map. Warlord gets the kill there with the plasma cannon, and on board with Outcast here, who can try and extend the lead with the shotgun. 12-4 is the score, and it's looking pretty good for Viperio here. They're 1-0 up in the series, and if Hyped Gaming can't bring this map back, we unfortunately won't see map number 3, and we won't see CTF, but they will also be going out of the tournament.
Yes, so obviously, as you said, Hype Gaming's tournament life is at stake. They cannot afford any errors. They have to slow down what's going on right now and get this OS. OS is going to be up at about the 950 mark, and he did a YY with the shotgun. For those unfamiliar, what he did is after he shot the shotgun blast, he hit the switch weapon twice so he can shoot just that split second faster. My old hands can't do that anymore. I used to be able to BXR, double shot, that sort of stuff, but in the end, Outcast did a great job getting the kill at tower and still got the burn on the overshield. I'll take a, you know, if I always have the mindset, if I can't have it, no one can have it.
Yeah,
so,
it makes sense. Rather you not have it than
no, even teammates, teammates. Even if I have a teammate right there, I was like, no, if I can't have it, you can't have it either, strong side. Sorry, man.
Just runs through. Strong side isn't even here, man.
I'm just calling him out from old Final Boss days, man. He'd always get the power-ups and, yeah.
Oh, man, well, you used to bully him like that? He said, no, strong side, you can't have that. I'm Walshy, I do what I want.
It was quite the reverse, man. He even admitted before all the pranks he'd pull, all the stress he caused me, man. He was quite the prankster.
Damn,
and one of my favorite teammates of all time. So.
23-11 is the score to Viperio yet, and it's looking pretty good for them. They've continued the trend straight from the beginning of this map. They looked pretty good from the start with Vard really going off, and it's all continued on. And only 11 kills being picked up for Hyped Gaming, and nothing is seeming to go their way. Squashy trying to change that, though. He does have all of that shotgun.
Yeah, and for the first time, we've seen really shotgun control in the hand of Hyped. For the beginning, the entire beginning of this match, we saw Viperio holding tower, having shotgun. The whole thing is, one person in tower with shotgun can pretty much hold themselves. You can send everyone else kind of swarming around, top center, going to side bases, collapsing and getting these spawn kills on the sides. But like this Squashy right now can single-handedly hold this as long as he's just not giving away his position. He should not be doing too many long-range shots. He should have trust in his teammates that they can get these kills. And just like that, though, unfortunately, 2 of his teammates get picked off over at Red Bend, and his whole team may be spawning in tower.
You know, the deficit is only 13, but it's never really looked convincing at all from Hyped Gaming. Squashy is going to pick up a killer, and Human gets the perfect with a pistol on Outcast. Looney does trade back and take down Human, though. Squashy looking out, see if he can do more with a shotgun. Vard, do not come in my tower at this moment in time. That shotgun is causing so many problems.
Great plays by Squashy.
Only 11
single-handedly kind of holding that tower there, but he needs to be able to have more trust in his teammates and expect more. This OS could be the game changer. And he gets the pick, but unfortunately just a little too slow. That OS was picked up at the 7:48 mark, which means it'll come up 2 minutes later at 5:48.
Well, they have reduced the deficit by just a little bit. It's only around 10 now. It was about 13 or so about a minute or 2 ago. So at this moment in time, they are catching up. But Viperio well and truly in the lead at the moment, and they're going to try and extend that. Squashy does answer back, makes that 9-kill lead. Now, and answering back is Warlord taking down Tails. So backwards and forwards, Warlord does pick up 2 though. So Looney is going to try and support with the plasma. Sorry, with the plasma cannon.
Yeah. So what's happening a lot of these times where it seems like Hype Gaming has the better positioning, like I talked about before when Squashy had shotgun and tower. But what's happening is a lot of these members of Hype are overextending towards outside. So when Viperio's outside, you don't want to go all the way outside to fight them. You kind of poke and prod, sit at sides of bases at the platforms, and wait till you know there's a safe spot you can push forward. You always want to kind of keep a distance, because the best part of having opponents outside is that you can basically engage them at a distance and be safe. Whereas outside doesn't have that same luxury.
Well, at this moment in time, Viperio have actually extended that lead now, so not looking too great for Hyped Gaming. They did have it around 10 kills, but at this moment in time, Outcast's going to look, but the ground and pound not going to quite happen. Going to do it with a storm rifle instead. Tails goes down very, very quickly, and that's something I've seen utilized a lot on this map, is the storm rifle. It's so powerful.
Yeah, it has such a high rate of accessibility when you have it on both bends, and we've just seen how much damage it does. Even if someone is at a longer range, you just land a couple of those blasts on somebody, takes off their entire shield, and if you have a teammate nearby with you, they can pick it off with a pistol, one shot.
On board with Outcast here, see what they can do to try and close things out. They're only 9 kills away, and they really have extended that lead a lot more than they had done before. We've got a fight over the plasma cannon here. Is he going to pick up the assault rifle? It does have that option, but the BR in hand. The grenades start flying around, just trying to zone everyone out here, and they really do look to close this one at 42 to 27 is the score, but a couple of kills coming in.
3 seconds for that OS, and here it is. It looks like Viperio gets that OS, so who was that in the hands of? It is Looney. That should almost ensure or guarantee this victory. It's going to be really tough.
Oh, he's been stuck, and he is going to just about survive it. Vard is going to pick up the kills here as well. He does survive the sticky grenade being put onto him. Does now have an opportunity for 1 bullet shotgun. This should surely make him have at least 1 kill. I think he was. It looked like he had been stuck.
Maybe I need to refresh up on my Halo 5 knowledge. I thought that should be a guaranteed kill, and Looney letting him know that there's a little bad blood, or maybe just a bit excited that they will likely be moving on to the winner's bracket.
47 to 30 is the score as Looney does pick up the plasma cannon. Squashy does get a couple of kills there onto the Viperio members, but what can Looney do to close this one out? It's looking like they should do. Here comes the pound coming. It's not going to quite happen from Goose Time. Does get the pistol kill. Squashy trying to answer back. Tails gets the kill on the Vard as well. It's a little bit of a tough, tall order for HYP to bring this one back, but they're not going down without a fight. 33 to 47 is the score, and they are now 2 kills away of Viperio.
I mean, if they were playing like this the entire game, where they treat their lives as more important, like instead of just trying to go for ones or trying to force engagements, we could see HYP in this game, but it's just too little, too late. They are down by 14 kills, where Viperio only needs 2 to close this out. 2 to close out, Washi. Oh, very, very right. Let's see what they can do. Can HYP Gaming bring this one back? I don't think they're going to be able to. Warlord makes the kill on the Squashy. There's 1 more to go. Is it going to be Outcast who picks it up? Somebody from Viperio just needs 1 more kill to close out this series and send HYP Gaming home on board with Vard, who was the star at the very beginning of that game. Squashy picks up the kill on the Warlord, but it's not going to matter. Viperio go through. Great match by Viperio. We both predicted them to win this. And HYP put up a good fight at certain parts. We saw glimmers of hope there, where we finally saw them get control, like especially this point where Squashy had shotgun at tower. But the problem was is just teammates kept dying. Tell me what we're looking at for the stat screen, though.
Oh, I mean, we talked about Vard at the beginning, but at the same time, I mean, it's not too different from everyone. 14, 13, 12, and 11 in terms of kills. But Vard definitely the standout guy there. 14 and 7 for him, so that's really good work. It was just the start they had. I mean, for HYP Gaming to lose the first map, and then a start like that from Vard is just literally a proper kick in the teeth. I mean, Vard really started fantastically well. It was like 5 or 6 kills without answer. He picked up every single kill for Viperio in the first 30 seconds, so it was phenomenal by him. Really showing that he can bring it to events. He's been coming to events for a while now. You know, he's been around for years, so.
It's also showing consistency, too.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen some players, like, just shine and play great on Friday, and then gets to Saturday, it's like, it's kind of a different players. They're losing their 1v1s or not going on the sprees that we saw them going on before. But Vard seeming like he's the real deal. He's impressed me both days so far, doing what it takes to get the win. Yeah, well, let's see if Viperio can bounce back from that loss to Infuse. They seem to be playing a lot better there when they played up against Infuse before. It didn't look too great. They really did get put to the sword. I mean, Infuse looked really, really good. Can they try and bounce back from that? Well, we will find out very, very soon. But, analysts, what do you think about that game?
Thank you very much, Ton. And that is my exact question. Guys, let's get your first impressions on what just went down.
I mean, just from both of those game modes, you really saw Looney and Outcast working together really well. I think that's something to really highlight on their team. Those 2 players, every time you'd be switching to one of their screens, they're just constantly working, pushing together, always helping each other out.
Yeah, I mean, the teamwork from Viperio was definitely superior in that series. The Breakout, every time they had the advantage, they seemed to get it home. But I mean, they did put up a few dodgy rounds at the start of the Breakout, but the Slayers, I mean, Vard, I mean, that player, he's been around forever. You can't let him get on a roll like that at the start of a game, and he was just crushing at the start of that game.
Fair enough. Well, I can kind of see, you know, we pointed out Vard a little bit and some of these players, and we did say we were kind of. Do you feel a little bit better about Viperio now?
Finally, yeah. Thank you, by the way, guys. I mean, you've justified my reasoning for this weekend. I mean, I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to, you know, build them up a little bit, and they actually showed that you know they are a good team today, and I feel relieved, to be honest, more relieved than happy, if I'm honest.
Okay, very well. Well, I believe we have an interview, and it should be with a man described as a gem by some. It's Josh with Warlord.
Russ. Warlord, quite close, obviously, in the breakout, but Vard's experience really shone through. He went a 2 ratio over both games.
Yeah, Vard's a really good player, definitely really experienced, and that definitely helps his team because my brother Outcast and Looney aren't the most experienced players, so there was someone like that in the booth on like game like Breakout's definitely quite important.
On the Slayer, once again, another one-sided match. There's nothing really much between, you know, the winners and the losers. That's right, all the winners. But so, is that encouraging moving forward, you know, for the rest of the matches?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's definitely good to build a bit of momentum and get some wins under our belt heading into the bracket tomorrow. So yeah.
What are your strongest game types?
Anything that isn't breakout, pretty much. So flag.
And what's it like, obviously, to be competing today at the Gfinity Arena?
Yeah, it's amazing. Soundproof booths are so much fun to play in, and it's such a good environment to just concentrate and play. So,
how does your individual performance compare to playing online?
Not very well.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah.
Nah, I'm doing all right, but we need to play some good teams to really see.
All right, well, encouraging words, I guess. Right, Brycey, back to you. Cheers.
All right, thank you very much there. So, guys, what did you make of that interview?
I love Warlord, man. He's such a cool guy. He's a bit of a character. Everyone wants to see him succeed, I think. Nobody dislikes Warlord. Everyone loves Warlord. And you
He's
can
laid
tell,
back.
can't you?
He's a gamer. He wants to game a
He's a
lot,
chill
like
guy.
you said. He just wants to get more games in. And then, you know, they brought home the W, and it's paid off for him.
Yeah, I love that guy. I love that guy. I'm part of the Warlord
You're just such a
fan club.
fanboy, aren't you? Just Viperio.
I want a signed Warlord shirt. Can someone arrange that for me, please? And I'll gladly frame that and put it on my wall.
All right, well, let's get into this then. Map 1, we're going to kind of cover first of all. Guys, take me through it. Strong side, let's start with you.
All right, let's talk about, I'm honestly the Outcast Looney duo.
Yeah.
I think that's something we could even show a highlight reel on just from the stream. You saw Looney and Outcast kind of playing the bait and switch. One would get weak, one would back down. The other one would come in. And
that's that kind of chemistry you can't buy, right?
Yeah, and every single time on Breakout Gamble, they were just controlling that lane over by Camo. They literally just ran house over on the Camo side. I think they got almost every single Camo as well. So something else I want to highlight with them, when I think it was 2 versus 1, one of them had Camo, and instead of both of them just pushing in right away, or the guy without Camo pushing in right away, the guy that had Camo, they let him go first and kind of sneak in and finish off that one player. We saw from HYP, they had a 2 versus 1 against, I think it was Lard.
Yeah, Vard.
Or Vard, sorry, against Vard. And one of them was taken down. He charged in right by himself. Charged in by himself. He was taken down, and Vard could have easily killed that next guy. Unfortunately, he lost that 1v1, but HYP made a very risky decision
it's about
by
playing
sending
those
one
numbers,
player
isn't
in.
it, really? I mean, in that kind of scenario, you kind of want to play to your strengths. Because, don't get me wrong, 2 versus 1, you shouldn't win both gunfights, but it happens.
Yeah.
So you make sure that they don't win the first gunfight as much as possible. You play the safe bet, you play the numbers, and don't do anything too risky, and that's kind of a perfect example of that.
Yeah, you don't want to allow the one player who's left on his own to get into 2 separate gunfights, essentially.
Yeah.
You don't want to let him get away and then regain his shield. You want to make sure that if one of the players is engaging him, that if they do lose that gun battle, that when the next player engages him, he's not going to have full shields.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure that you both got the angles all pushing together to make sure that kill's as easy as possible for the team.
Definitely.
All right, fantastic. Onset, kind of what did you pull away from that first game then, and kind of lay it down on me?
I mean, it was just pure camo control. I mean, we've looked
always with the camo control on this match.
It's power weapons or camo with me. It's all the time. But if you get camo on the map, you win. It's as simple as that most of the time. As long as you don't do something silly, then you're going to win the map, because it's so difficult to see a camo guy on any of the breakout maps. So they did a great job of controlling it, and they put it to use every single time. Vard almost clutched that 2v1 at the start. I would have enjoyed to see that. But he actually lost the last one-on-one, as Strong Side said. But yeah, Viperio were very, very clinical.
All right, well, that sums up map number 1. Let's move on to map number 2 then. Onset, I'll start with you this time. Kind of what did you notice? Who were the big players? Show me how it went down.
Well, it felt like Viperio got out to a bit of an early lead at the start, and then from there, it just seemed to grow. And it was a real struggle for anyone to get a foothold in the team. And Vard, as you say, if you let Vard get out, I've said it earlier, if you let Vard get hot at the start of a game, he's very, very difficult to stop. It seemed like they had control of the shotgun a lot of the time. They were doing a great job pushing together. And as you said, the teamwork for Viperio just seemed to be on spot.
All right, okay, Strong Side, you got anything to add to that? What did you notice?
Yeah, it just felt like HYP was overextending, but you had, on the other end, Viperio really taking advantage of that. Vard was really just, his shot was on point. He was making the right pushes at the right time.
Yep.
He was kind of dipsy-doodling his way through the map and just staying alive. And on Empire, the game is so fast and so quick. You really need to just kind of, you come in and then you sneak away and run out. And your teammates come in and they'll flush them out. And you're just going back from base to base. And they did a really good job at capitalizing during those times where they would get them weak and flush them out of that base, spawn them at the other base, and kind of rinse and repeat.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's kind of talk about the keys to victory here. What did Viperio do so well here that just they couldn't be kind of matched there? I mean, Hyped, they looked okay on these games, but it was very similar. It was very kind of consistent. They just weren't good enough. How did the Hyped improve? What were Viperio just clearly superior at?
I think Viperio did. Firstly, they did a great job of controlling the power up. I think they got the overshield most of the time that we saw them. But I think, as Strongside said, that by getting them 2 or 3 dead consistently, they had control of the spawns, so they were always aware of where the opposition would be spawning. So they could always get those first few quick shots off on, push into the base, flush them out, finish the kills they'd already started, and then push on the next spawn because they were just cleaning up the kills as and when they needed to.
All right, okay. Anything you kind of saw there in your expert mind?
I mean, with Viperio, their teamwork was just, it was on point. They definitely came together after that match against Infused. I know we thought there was going to be a little bit more of a pushback with them, and maybe it was just some knocking off the rust coming to this first LAN event.
Yeah.
And they just needed to get settled. They needed to get relaxed, and maybe this series did it for them. Now they're in the spot. They're like, you know what? We feel good. We won the match here, and now they're ready to play with the big dogs.
There was a lot less pressure, I felt. I know it's a sort of knockout, go-home match, but, sometimes the situation can get you the better of you. If you're playing against a team like Infuse, you can still feel a little bit daunted, and sometimes you don't play as relaxed as you would at home, as we've said before, and you're not as comfortable, but they look pretty comfortable in that series to me.
Definitely. I really think Looney is going to be a player to keep an eye out for.
Just for that hair.
Forward.
I mean, that hair.
Yeah.
I mean, his Halo gameplay is fantastic, but his hair is just wonderful.
2 and 2. I mean, incredible player. Incredible player.
Got the looks and the skill.
Well, thank you very much for that breakdown. 7 have made it so far into the bracket. 1 game remains. It's Team Ambition versus Exertus. But before that, one last question for the Halo throwbacks. Just how good was the chemistry and the love in Final Boss? Let's find out.
Favorite Halo title? Halo 2. Gonna have to go pepperoni. Oh man, that's a tough one. Let's go with, you know what, I just moved to Washington. Coffee. Cake. Oh my gosh, this is a tough one. Favorite film? Give me a second on this one. That's what I'm trying to think of. What's a movie that we had seen together back in the day? I'm just gonna throw one out there. I got a Inception. Come on. No. Gonna have to save myself on this one. Gonna have to save myself. All right, don't let me down, Dave. Don't let me down.
Man, it's a 50-50 between Halo 2 and Halo 1, and I'm gonna go with Halo 2.
Yes!
Boom, baby!
I knew you were gonna go with that.
Is that the two that you're debating between?
Yep, because they're both pretty even.
Yeah.
But I figured since
Halo 2,
since Halo 2 Final Boss,
Easy.
had to go Halo 2.
Easy.
All right.
100% so far.
How much money do we win from this?
Yeah. Strong side's pretty basic. He's gonna say pepperoni.
Yes. The grapevine. The grapevine.
All those. What was the other one? Donatos.
All right, 2 for 2.
When we were out at this one's 50-50. When we were out working at Prima quite a bit, I remember Strong Side would occasionally drink coffee, so I'll say coffee.
Yes. Coffee it is.
Boom.
And I figured since I'm in Seattle now, I was like, he's got to say coffee. you asked me if I wanted coffee earlier. I was like,
yeah, and you got a coffee too. Yep.
Go coffee.
Yep. I think Strong Side is kind of like a celebration kind of guy, like a birthday kind of guy. So I'm gonna go with cake.
Yes. 4 for 4.
Is that the worrisome question?
That was
no.
That
oh, that
wasn't.
wasn't. There's one worse than that. Oh, that's too bad. Because it's Cool Running.
No.
What was it?
I couldn't. I was gonna say that movie. I couldn't even remember the name of it though.
What?
So I threw
every
out,
single day during practice, you'd be like,
I know.
feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. And he's like,
knew
I'm
it.
like, all right, then that's the only movie that I can think of that Strong Side would name his favorite.
They were watching
All right,
it. It
let me
took like
think.
a full minute. a full minute and I couldn't get it, but we got it wrong.
What? Let me think of what number 2 would have been then.
No,
wasn't that. Remember the Titans? Is that what you said?
No.
What did you say?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
What?
Inception.
What?
I don't even know why I said that movie.
Well, knowing strong side is not going to answer the question honestly. So I'll say strong side.
I knew you would say something like that too. I was thinking. I even said into the camera. I was like, Walshy knows, like he's gonna do this thing. We want a rematch.
Didn't you say Borat
tomorrow,
or anything like that?
I don't know what I was thinking.
I could've
Rematch
think-
tomorrow. Here, same time, same place.